Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's doing groovy on this awesome Thanksgiving weekend for my American friends. Happy Thanksgiving. And us Canadians did some Black Friday shopping, so it was very good all around. So what I did this weekend is I wanted to do a very merry Mickey Christmas because he is my most favorite man in the world and he's the most handsomest man. You know, aside from my son, of course, that is. So I got these cute little decorations from AliExpress, these little Mickey heads that I wanted to try out, as well as a little Mickey stamp that I wanted to try as well. So I've painted 4 of my nails white and the pinky is half black. I did actually record the painting of the fingernails, but for some reason, I don't know why it deleted, or I'm not sure what I did wrong. So I just had to start with the painted nails and go from there. So every finger is going to be a different Mickey design. And I'm so excited because I have a vision in my head and I hope it turns out just like I'm thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with red. And I'm going to take one of the Mickey heads and stamp it onto my stamper. But I don't need the whole image, just the part of his head. So I'm going to take off the excess. So I don't really need that neck part there. And then use just his head part of the stamp. And I think it actually transferred, and it came up really, really nice considering it was my first one. Usually I have like an issue with stamping, especially the first time, because it doesn't normally transfer for me. But then I always either I struggle with that or I struggle with putting it on the finger. But with a couple of little rolls, it was okay. So then I'm just going to continue on with the green image. It's going to be the exact same image, but just in green. But this one gave me a little bit more grief than I was hoping because, and what I figured out later, is the green isn't as thick and creamy as the red. So when it picked up, it didn't pick up as vibrant green as I was hoping it would. But you know, actually, that actually comes into my favor afterwards when you see what I'm going to do with that nail. Because it's actually only going to be the background images of the design on the nail. So it's kind of perfect. Because I didn't want it actually too green, or then you wouldn't actually see what's over top of it. But you'll see. That nail specifically is kind of a little bit busy, so you could have done either or you could have done both. It's up to you, whichever you decide that you like. I was just trying to do something out of the box, and sometimes it works out for me and sometimes it doesn't. It's just a learning experience is what I figure. And like I was trying to transfer it, and the green would not transfer over to my finger, but not all is lost because I can do that reversed stamping thing where I put some of the top coat over top of it, wait for it to dry, and then just peel it off and stick it on your nail. So that's what I'm doing here. I've already taken the excess green off, and I'm just painting the part of the head that I like, and once that dries, you can come back to it and put it on the nail. So just putting that aside, waiting for it to dry. And I do have a glove on my hand because I am challenged when it comes to nail polish. I wear it as much like chocolate. For some reason, me and chocolate have a disagreement. So I either wear it or I eat it. So that's why there's a glove. So now I'm doing my pinky finger, and the other half of the finger is going to be red, which represents his pants. So that's going to be the pinky finger, but we've got to do everything in a little bit of stages here. So it's a little bit of a process. It's not very hard. It's just a little bit of a process because you got to wait for everything to dry and so on and so forth, which is not a big deal. So on to the next stage, which is transferring that little green head onto the bottom of my ring finger. So you just either peel it off or slide it off, however it comes off. And how I get it to stick is I put a little bit of a top coat wherever I want to put the image, and then I stick the image on the finger. And it's like a reverse stamp. It comes out perfectly. Sometimes I try to cut off some of the excess top coat, but usually you don't really need to. It depends on what color you're putting over top of it. You can just be the judge of that. Depends on what you want to see through. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All of this for me is a learning process. See, and that looks really cute just as the way it is there too. Even if you didn't want to do the rest of what I did for that nail, you could just keep it like it is, and it's still cute. So, and the next part I'm going to be doing is his pants. That line between the black and the red, there's a line in between that, and it's usually yellow. But because I am so challenged doing any hand painted lines, that instead of me trying to hand paint it and messing it up, I pre-made a line on one of my stamps, just top coated it, and then once it dried, peeled it off, so that it's just easy for me to put the top coat over top of it and apply the, I don't want to say it's a sticker because I guess it kind of is a sticker that I made, but so that's what I did. I just did it that way instead of me messing it up, because what I'm going to do is once it dries, that white I'm going to turn into yellow, because the yellow pops way better when it's over top of white than any other color. So that's what I wanted to do here, just putting the yellow down over top of the red, and the black probably wouldn't even have come up anyway, so that's why I did it this way, so that it would pop. So it takes a little bit more, a couple steps just to use the yellow, but that's okay because this is what I was wanting to do to begin with. And yes, you can see me struggling trying to get off the excess here. I'm not sure if it's my nail clippers or if I'm just challenged with my nail clippers. But eventually I get it and it works. And I apologize, I am out of focus here, not focus, out of the frame here. But I finally got it after a little bit of a struggle. We did it. So on to the next stage. Once that dries, I'm going to paint my pointer finger with some clear over top of the white so that we can use these cute little Mickey heads. And I've got like a whole little case of it, but I'm just using a few of the different colors today. So the colors that I'm using are like a light pink, a silver, a yellow, a blue, red, and like a light purple. And you can use whatever colors you want. These are just the colors that I picked because they come in different little colors, different shades of reds and blues, and so that's why I just chose those ones, because they were more Christmassy and I want a little bit of color too with the design as well. So that's what I did. So I'm just kind of putting on one by one, and I apologize, I am at a frame, but I'm just picking up the pieces with my wax pen. My wax pen works fantastic for this. I just love it. And then sometimes you just might need to, you know, fix the images and twist them around here and there to however you want to place them on your nail. Because, you know, you don't always need to have them straight. You can have them positioned in different well, not necessarily upside down, but to the side or to the other side or up and down. You know, it just gives it a little bit of a variety. It doesn't look like you just slapped them on your finger. See, doesn't it look so cute? And they're so shiny. I just love them. Yeah, they're sparkly and shiny. I just love it. So I just kind of fill in whatever, if there's any other spots that I need some more. I'm not going to fill the whole thing. I don't want it to be gaudy or anything, but just enough. And then positioning them however I like them. That one I wanted to be straight on, so that's why I positioned that one straight on. And I think it looks cute. It is so sparkly. Alrighty. And then on to the next step. Like I said, it goes in stages. So right now I'm just going to paint the, I'm not sure if they're pockets or if it's just the decoration on Mickey's pants. But I'm painting them white for now. And then when they dry, I'm going to come back over and paint the belt and those little I guess, oval shapes yellow so they pop over top of the white. So once they dry, we can come back to them. But for now, we got to do this in stages, so we're going to have to work on another finger. So I'm just trying to get everything out of the way to go on to the next stage, which is the ring finger over top of those two stamping Mickeys that we just did. Now it's up to you. You can either leave it the way it is like this, or you can go along with my idea. What I was going to do is what I did do is I put a string of lights or a string of black to represent the lights, and then little Mickey heads over top of them, just like we did over there to represent the lights. The only thing with that I have a challenge with in this design is that every time I try to do lines, they always come out a little bit thicker than what I want them to. And with a little bit of practice, I am getting a lot better with controlling the thickness of my lines, especially the small lines. I have such a challenge doing those ones, but I am getting a lot better. So right here, I'm just trying to draw the little squiggly lines for the light to represent the lights. And then once they dry, then we can put the little Mickeys in place. But I'm trying not to do the lines really thick either, because I still want I want everybody to be able to see the Mickeys underneath the lights as well. But because you will be covering up some of the image on the nails with the little, I want to call them lights, Mickey lights themselves. So, but that's okay, because that's what I intended to do anyway. Those Mickey stamps were just going to be the background. It depends, whatever you like. You don't even need to put those little 2 Mickey stamps in if you don't want to. You can just put the lights in itself and it will look just awesome. So once that dries, then we can come back to it. So now for the next step, which is coloring in the Mickey belt and either the pockets or the decorations. I'm not sure what technically they are, but that's what we're doing here. And you'll see that the yellow totally pops over top of that white. Now if you were to do that with no white, without any white, then I don't think it would pop very good, because the colors are really dark. You probably would be able to see it, but very faintly. So that's why I did it this way. It takes a little bit extra steps to do it, but this is the outcome that I wanted to happen. So I'm glad I did it like this. And then, if you go over the white lines or anything, it's not a big deal, because you've got the black and the red. You can just take an extra brush and kind of go over the line and get rid of any overage that you've got there, and it looks totally fine and awesome. And it doesn't stain or leave a mark. So that's what I just did. I just kind of cleaned up the little lines there, any excess yellow that I got onto the red or the black. And see how cute that looks? I think it's a fantastic job. I'm getting so proud. I'm patting myself in the back right now. Alrighty. And then on to the next step. Sorry if you hear some banging, that's my upstairs neighbor. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I can't really control that. So if you hear some banging, sorry, that's my neighbors. So once the string on the lights dried, then I'm going to start putting on some of the little Mickey heads. And all I did was used a little bit of top coat, put it on the end there, and then stuck some of the little Mickey heads where I wanted them to go. In different colors, of course. You can use whichever colors you like. And I think I just did a variety of red and green and blue and purple and silver. Whichever colors you like to do the best. I like to have a little variety of color in there, so that's why I used a few different colors. And like I said, see now, because you're putting these little Mickey heads on, you're kind of covering up the stamps that we did previously. But that's okay, because that's kind of what I was hoping for. So I think it's cute, but you don't, if you think of the nails too busy, you don't necessarily have to do the stamps. Just stick either the stamps on or the lights on or both, whichever you prefer. I just kind of was trying to think outside of the box, and this was my thinking outside of the box. I thought I would get creative, and I just wanted to see how it actually would turn out. If my idea would actually turn out, and it did and it didn't, you know. It was a learning experience. I still think it turned out cute. Excuse me, I apologize. And I apologize, I'm off frame again. It's really hard for me to do some of the nail art sometimes and remember that I'm filming, and I have to always make sure that I'm in frame. So it takes me a second to like realize, oh, sorry, I'm not in frame. So my bad. Yeah. But I am getting better, and hopefully one day, you know, I'll be like a guru of this stuff and won't even think twice. So there you go. And how cute is that? All sparkly little string of lights. And they're Mickey heads. I mean, how wonderful is that? Mickey Mouse always makes me smile, even on one of those crappy days that you have. He's always able to make me smile, no matter how old I get. Alrighty. So then the next stage is I got these cute little gold Mickey hands from AliExpress as well. And I thought I had to get these in this design somehow. So I put them up top in the black of Mickey's pants. And I just thought they were so cute. And I think they are perfect for this nail. And I don't regret this choice at all. So I just put a little bit of top coat on, just like I did with the lights, and stuck the little Mickey hands down. And I think they turned out super, super cute. But anything, in my opinion, that has to do with Mickey Mouse is super, super cute. So I'm kind of a little bit biased there. Most handsomest man you'll ever meet. And I did get to meet him, yay! Alrighty, so my next stage is something that I built. This is on one of the dual forms. So I just created a little Mickey head with the Santa belt on top of the dual form to match the size of my fingers, so that it's easier for me to stick on, and it actually forms to the shape of my nail itself. Because sometimes when you try to actually put a 3D design directly on the nail, and especially when I'm using black, I have such a chore trying to do that. If you mess it up, the black stains, and it just is a big fat mess, and then you just get angry. So I figured I'd do it this way instead, and if I did mess it up, I can just easily start again. And so I just did that. It took no time to dry, and I'm using some clear acrylic to affix it right onto the nail. And that's what I did. I know it's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. It's still cute, you know. And I did two Mickeys, and I did the Mickey head with the Santa hat on another dual form. And just like that, you just pop it right off. Easy, easy. And I just used the same thing again. I used some of the clear acrylic to stick it onto my thumbnail. And I just love this black acrylic. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got like a little sparkle or a little shine to it. So I think it's fantastic. It gives Mickey that much more of a sparkle, and he always sparkles, so you got to have him sparkle even more. So that's why I thought that was perfect. So I'm just putting a little bit of the clear acrylic on the underside of it so that I can stick it onto my thumb. And it sticks very easy. You don't even have to wait for it to dry. It's just boom, it's like done. So you just stick it in place wherever you want it. And there you go. And I think it turned out fantastic. I got to get a little bit better with working the small brushes, but I'm also going to use some of these little bows that I got from the dollar store and put right underneath Mickey's head to give him like a little bit of a bow tie, but a little bling bling bow tie. I mean, Mickey Mouse has to have bling. He's just so awesome, right? So that's what I did. Just kind of peeled it off there and stuck it right underneath. And I think it is super cute. Sorry, I'm out of frame again, but I'm just trying to place the little bow tie or the little bow perfectly to where I want it, so that kind of, you know, evens itself out and it's not crooked. So once I struggle with that, yeah, I had to fix it again, but that's okay. Once I struggle with that, because it's also sticky on the bottom too, and it's sticking to my my tweezers, but not a problem. You always got a little bit of a challenge, especially when you're filming. I always have such a hard time filming when I'm trying to do this, because when you're not filming, everything goes smoothly. But when you do film, everything under the sun goes wrong. So yeah, and these small little things. But voila, see, we did it. And I think he looks so handsome. So there, those are the two 3D images that I had. See, and I thought they turned out fantastic. I totally hope that you guys like this design, because I know I did, and especially for the season, who doesn't love Mickey Mouse? So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget, stay groovy. Bye for now.